Leave casting to the executives, not on our watch. Time for the OG call sheet.
And the OG call sheet is where we take our favorite characters, our favorite stories, and cast them the way they were meant to be. You've probably seen a lot of fan theories, for instance, about what the ideal cast will be for Dungeon Crawler Carl with Seth MacFarlane, and it's on Peacock next year. And I will
Fuzzy
tell
door.
you that Steve and I are going to do it could end up being a little bit geek courtish. We might have a little disagreement, or we could be spot on agreeing. I don't know.
So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We have 13 characters. So I say
we can't
just
argue too much.
No, we'll go character by character, and we'll throw out, I'll let you start for Carl, and then I'll start for Donut, and then we'll go back and forth. Does that sound good?
Perfect. And I want to say that, please do let us know who you think would be the ideal cast for all of these characters. So for me, Carl was a tough one. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay. And this isn't just who you think could actually realistically play them, or who they might actually get. Whoever you think would be best, whether they're a superstar or an unknown.
All right. So for me, Carl was a tough one because I want it to be age appropriate. So he's 27 ish. And a lot of what I've seen out there are older actors. And I don't think we should do that. Let's give someone younger a chance. I am going with Patrick Warburton's son, Talon Warburton, for my Carl, because should we ever need his dad to be voiced or portrayed, I mean, Jeff Hayes, for those who haven't read the audiobook, sounds like Patrick Warburton. At the beginning, it was a deliberate choice to sound like him. That's Joe from The Family Guy, and you know him from a lot of other stuff. And so I just feel like it's a natural choice.
So I think I told you before we started, I actually have a couple of names on a lot of these. And this was one I had 2 names on, and I actually put his name down wrong, but I had him as well. And he's been actively campaigning to be Carl, and he's been doing videos with his dad. And the social media videos with his dad have been hysterical because it's him trying to campaign and his dad in the background going, "What are you doing? What are you doing? This is ridiculous." Like, it's just making fun of him for it. So it's a great play. And I agree it would be awesome if he could be Ultra Carl and then actually play Carl's dad. But so I was like, okay, talent is something, I think he could fit it. I don't know him as an actor, but he's obviously got the voice and he's got the gravitas. So I think he would be good. He also seems to have a good sense of humor, which this character needs. The actor needs to be able to play it serious and humorous. You got to have someone who could go both ways. The other name I came up with is Tom Holland, Spider-Man. I think he doesn't necessarily have the gruff look that you imagine for Carl.
Or size,
But this is it.
He's got the age, though.
He's the right age, but he's a very physical actor. He's very talented. He could play that range across both humor and action. We've seen him do it within the MCU. I don't think they're going to get Tom Holland. I just said,
God damn it, Scarfo. No.
I think Tom Holland would be awesome. All right.
Let's go Donut.
So I think we almost should skip Donut because they've already cast Donut. No,
I'm going Donut because this is who I said, Jamila Jamil, who is in, I know her from She-Hulk as Titania and in The Good Place.
She was in The Good Place, yeah.
And she would have been the ideal Donut. I understand that it's too late. Jeff Hayes is Donut. Sorry, now we can skip it.
No, that's okay. I had actually just put Jeff Hayes because I knew he was already cast. And I actually think it's good. I think he does. So I didn't even think about that one. But I do agree with you on Jamila Jamil. I think she would be awesome. I love her voice and she has that right smarmy, sassy attitude. I think she could play a great Princess Donut. All right. Dungeon AI.
All right. So I have Jeff Hayes because I did this before he was cast. I feel like he would be great as the Dungeon AI. The other voice that I think of because of in the immersion theater version, Keith David, who's like the silver throat.
Yeah.
If you look him up, the immersion theater version of the AI, the calm AI, they have multiple. Jeff Hayes also does the AI in the immersion theater, but they have a Keith David-esque like voice for part of the AI, the calm AI. And so I would go with Jeff Hayes and Keith David.
I only have one name for this one, and I think it's because he can do a billion voices, and that's Alan Tudyk from Resident Alien.
Yeah. No, he would be awesome.
From Firefly. He's
no, 100%.
A voice actor.
Good choice.
Alan Tudyk is, he could, and I think he's, if Alan Tudyk doesn't voice something in the show, there's
no
a
arguments here. That would be perfect. Yes.
There would be problematic.
Great choice.
All right. Now, Mordecai. All right. So I've read a bunch of different stuff about this one, and I kind of like the idea. I don't know how you pull it off. It should be a different actor every floor because he's so different in everything. If they choose to go animated, then they could use one person to do the voice. Or if they choose to go live action, they should get a different actor. Like you could do somebody like a Gary Oldman or a Sam Rockwell, John Goodman. They are good character actors. They could do a lot of different types of characters, but it would depend if they're going to go AI. I mean, not AI. If they're going to go, CGI, or if they're going to go live action.
Okay. I like that idea. And the only reason I think differently is because of an interview with Matt Dinniman where he praised Jeff Hayes' Mordecai, because he's like, no matter what I throw at him, no matter what floor it's on, it's a different voice, but it's still Mordecai. And so that's why I think if you kept with the same actor, you could have someone do that. And I feel like Seth MacFarlane usually is in his own stuff. And of all the characters, I thought Seth MacFarlane, because he does a lot of different voices, he could really do a great job as Mordecai. And so he's my choice for Mordecai.
I think he would do an awesome job as Mordecai. And
strangely enough, I've seen no one suggest it in all of the fan castings.
That Seth MacFarlane wasn't listed?
For Mordecai. I'm not saying not for anything, but for Mordecai. I've seen others, but I feel like he'd be a great Mordecai.
I think he would do a good job. I didn't have him anywhere on my list, and that's funny because I know it's his production company. Samantha.
All right, Kate McKinnon.
Shut up.
Kate McKinnon would be an awesome Samantha. She's great with comedy. She can be incredibly inappropriate and yet pull it off. I feel like Samantha, she's the perfect Samantha.
Okay, so, and I'm not bullshitting you. I also have Kate McKinnon.
Oh, for Samantha?
For Samantha.
Nice.
I did have two names. I had Kate McKinnon. I also put Margot Robbie because of her portrayal of Harley Quinn. Because I think she has that
Don't
crazy,
hate it. She could do that, absolutely. Yeah.
Actually, that crazy ass look. But yeah, I had Kate McKinnon too. That's funny. For Katia, I have three names. I saw someone else list this, and I don't hate this, Chloe Grace Moretz, because she could pull off the physicality of it. But also Florence Pugh or Ana de Armas. I think Florence Pugh probably fits the look of Katia more than the other two. But those were the three I came up with. I think I'm probably lean more towards Florence Pugh just because of her portrayal of Yelena Belova.
So influenced entirely by the fact that they said, oh, she's in her She-Hulk mode. Tatiana Maslany from She-Hulk was She-Hulk.
I thought would be think good of Tatiana Maslany
as Katia because of being She-Hulk. So I'm like, oh, there we go. We got the right cast.
No, I'm going to go with yours. I like that. I do like Florence Pugh. I like Tatiana Maslany for that. I think she'd be awesome. All right, Odette. Who do you have for Odette?
So I thought Jeff Hayes was deliberately doing RuPaul and maybe it's just because he's a male voice actor doing a female. He only has so much range, so many options. So I saw RuPaul when he was reading it, and so I'm locked in on RuPaul. Your choice.
I have Gina Torres, who is an actress from Firefly. Actually, I guess I'm pulling a lot from that show with Alan Tudyk in there too, and the TV show Suits. She was in, I think, Buffy the Vampire Slayer for a while too. She is a great, very powerful actress. She's one of those people who can be very stern and strong and believable, but also can soften. So I think she could play that shift between the facade of Odette to the side conversations of Odette. I think she'd do a great job. I think she'd be awesome.
Okay, nice.
What about Prepotente?
I'm thinking Matthew Berry. He's in What Would We Do in the Shadows, and he has the most ridiculous accent as that vampire. And so when Prepotente does things like "get ready to battle," and he just says things in the most absurd way, not just as a British accent, which Matthew Berry has, being British,
Yes.
but also has the most absurd inflections of words and really exploring the syllables. And so Matthew Berry for me is the one.
I like Matthew Berry. I like that. I have John Leguizamo. I like John Leguizamo. He, in the Spawn movie that came out a while ago, he played, I forget the character he played, but he had this great voice. He does Sid the Sloth. Like, he's got this ability to become these different characters, and I think he could easily pull off a Prepotente. And that would be another one that would be probably highly CGI'd or made up. So, the physicality of him doesn't really matter as much for that. Hekla. Now, this is the one I told you I could have skipped, but I think this person, and I just watched her in a new series called Ride or Die.
Yes, we got the same person then.
You have Hannah Waddingham too?
Octavia Spencer. No,
you went
kidding.
with Octavia?
Hannah Waddington, of course.
So that was such a good show, and I had never pictured her as an action person. As action star, and she killed it. She did great, and she fits the look and the she's a big Amazonian woman. She's a beautiful lady, but she's huge, and she could easily pull off the Hekla. All right, that's funny that we both had Hannah Waddingham. All right, Zev. Who do you have?
I have Amy Poehler, and I think she'd be great because of, if you watch her in Parks and Rec, she can be that person that's like by the rules, but also really nice and friendly, and you're just kind of rooting for her. So Amy Poehler is my choice.
I did see Amy. So I had to do this thing where I came up with these lists, and because I don't know why I was drawing blanks on names. So it's like, all right. And she was on my list a few times, but I didn't end up picking her. For Zev, I had either Kate Micucci. Do you know who Kate Micucci is?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or Aubrey Plaza. I think Aubrey Plaza.
Parks and Rec.
Also Parks and Rec. Aubrey Plaza. She might be misplaced. Actually, maybe not. I love Aubrey Plaza. I'd love to see her somewhere in this cast because she's got that ability to switch back and forth. But there's no need for Zev to go dark and evil. Maybe she could be in the next one for me, which would be Cascadia. So Aubrey Plaza could do Cascadia. It's not the name I have listed, but she could do that. So I would say Kate Micucci for Zev. I think she's got that sweet, sort of quiet voice, deadpan approach. So who do you have for Cascadia?
I have... Oh,
you did Zev. You did Zev already, yeah? Sorry.
Yep. I have for Cascadia, Colby Minifie. She's Ashley Barrett in The Boys. She's the one who's trying to hold everything together and ends up ripping her hair out.
Yes.
She's so stressed. And
I like her in everything. She's great.
She would be Cascadia because Cascadia loses her shit, but also is like a total corporate stooge. So yes, obviously influenced by her role. And I think that often happens, but yes.
So like I just said, I would be good with Aubrey Plaza. I actually like Colby Minifie for that too. Aubrey Plaza would be good. I put Laura Bailey. Now she is more of a voice actor, but she's also an actor. She's from Critical Role. Because I was thinking Cascadia is mostly off screen, so this would mostly be a voiceover. Very rarely. It's not until actually Eye of the Bedlam Bride where you actually see her, because usually she's just a voiceover.
Yeah, but even
lady.
then,
they don't
she'd
even know who
probably
she.
be CGI'd because
she's
a
a
mud
different
skipper.
right. So I think, and Laura Bailey does great voices, and so I think she would be great. Imani. Who do you have for Imani?
Letitia Wright. She is Shuri from the Black Panther. And so I thought she would play that role really well, which is she seems very, like she's killed 12 patients because she had to, at least we think she did. And so she seems both vulnerable, powerful, in at the same time. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic to play. So I feel like she could do that.
Yeah. I had Jenna Ortega, and maybe that's a little too easy a choice. I think she would do good. She's the right age. She's a great actress. She's very, she's in a lot of stuff. She did great in Wednesday and in Scream. Or I also had Rosa Salazar, who's someone I just, I didn't know it was her. She was in Alita Battle Angel, but she's very highly CGI'd. So also could be a great action star. And finally, Elle.
Or Elle. Which
Elle.
one is it, right? So it is Ellie. But I always said it. So ELLE. When I was reading it, it was L. And then the audiobook, it's Ellie, right?
In the first audiobook, he says L. It's not till the second audiobook he says Ellie. That threw me even worse. I'm like, wait, what?
All right. So, yeah. So for me, it was a tough one because she transforms in this, spoiler. She's an elderly, woman, and then she becomes this frost maiden and becomes like this pinup girl type thing. And so I was really wondering, do you go with a younger actress who they make up, or an older actress who could kind of get away with where they, with CGI, could, make into an Ice Maiden? So I went with Jamie Lee Curtis, because I felt like she could pull it off as the aged Ellie and then still have that kind of attitude. She's hilarious. And Jamie Lee Curtis can pull up funny, but also like badass, which she can also do. So I felt like she could do the role very well. Otherwise, I think you'd probably want to go with someone younger. I couldn't think of anyone.
So, it's funny. I didn't go younger at all. I went with somebody in the middle who could kind of, like you said, play both sides of it. Actually, I have two names for this one as well. I went with Lisa Kudrow or Jane Lynch.
Yes.
I honestly think Jane Lynch would be better as Ellie because she's got this.
Yeah.
She's got that snark. They both have the ability to be snark. And Ellie is just such a no nonsense, no bullshit lady. Like you need someone who can deliver those lines with that snap, and they can both pull that off. Now, like you said, she becomes younger, so I don't know if they fit the younger look, but maybe they can play around with that. But I would love either of those two. So those are our fan castings. We're going to cut this out of the full episode, so you'll have to come back and watch the whole episode with us. We got a couple more episodes.
Yes, welcome to our first edition of the OG Call Sheet.